Now we're
There
ready.
we go.
All right, welcome everybody to our Monday Mojo. Today is January 25th, 2016, and we are just absolutely honored. I'm so excited to have our special guest, Amanda Gauthier, come and share her story. She is just such an amazing person. From the bits that I've seen of her, I know that she is just such an incredible example of somebody who has bounced back from very difficult circumstances and has found a way to live a healthy life and inspire others. So, Amanda, I'm going to go to full screen with you. There we go. Pin video. There we go. So I'm going to go to full screen to you and go ahead and hand it off to you. Thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you so much to you and Peter who reached out and asked me to be a part of it. I'm super excited to be able to share with you guys tonight. I guess I'll start with ever since when I was very young, my entire life, I've struggled with weight. High school was a really tough time for me. I was teased a lot for the weight issues that I had, and I remember having to sneak away to eat stuff because of being embarrassed. Are you trying to say something, Michael? Oh, sorry.
Nope, go for it. I was just.
Oh, okay. I was like, I can't hear him. When I was 19, I did find a very unhealthy way of starting to control my weight. I did have a drug problem. I was a substance abuser for 3 years. I lost 100 pounds at that time in my life. And after getting clean, I started to slowly put weight back on, and I was able to keep it probably around 140, 150. When I got pregnant with my first daughter, Isabella, who's 5 now, I gained 100 pounds during my pregnancy. I spent 9 months and then 3 years after lying to everybody about my weight gain. My friends and family, they never knew how much I had gained during that pregnancy and how it really affected me on the inside. But I can remember my husband wanting to go out biking with our daughter and get out and be active. And I just never had the energy to do it. I felt like I was 26 years old, but had the body of somebody who was 60 and just couldn't keep up with another 26-year-old. So I would watch them leave, and I don't know what I felt worse about, the fact that I was staying home and watching them go out and do something together, or the fact that I couldn't do it, or that I was so embarrassed. The times that I would go, I'd get back and I'd be so out of breath. My butt hurt so bad from being on the bike. It was embarrassing to try and to go out. I would avoid meeting people that my husband worked with. He was working in the restaurant industry, and he would get invited out a lot, and I'd make excuses to not go out because I didn't want them to see who he was with and what I looked like. I always felt inadequate, I guess. When I got pregnant with my second daughter, Haley, Isabella was 2 years old. She turned 3 right before Haley was born. And by that time, I had managed to take off maybe 40 or 50 pounds of the 100 that I gained. So when I got pregnant with Haley, I was already over 200 pounds. At 27 weeks, I found out that I was a gestational diabetic, and I had the same obstetrician I did with my first daughter, Isabella. So she was very honest with me and told me that it was the lifestyle I'd been living, and it's a risk when you don't lose all the your baby weight, that you would develop things like diabetes. Heart disease is common in women who don't take off their baby weight. So my lifestyle had caused me to be gestational diabetic. It also puts her and I both at risk for type 2 diabetes down the road, childhood obesity for Haley, and there's also a lot of different complications that you have to watch out for when you're pregnant. for the baby to grow too fast. Your body could stop sending nutrients earlier in the pregnancy than somebody who didn't have gestational diabetes. So that was a pretty huge wake-up call. And I'd gone through my pregnancy with one of my best friends. We were due 3 days apart, and she had gained a lot of weight too. So during the pregnancy, we had both promised each other that when the babies were born, we were going to do this together, and we were going to lose the weight. And we were really motivated with each other because we had each other. And I remember her saying, we're going to weigh each other in front of each other or take pictures of the scale. And I was terrified because I just spent the last 3 years lying to everybody about my weight and my struggle with it and how much I had gained. So when we did have our babies, we were given the clear after 6 weeks to go ahead and start working out. Haley was born by C-section. There was some complications with her while I was in labor. And she told me about this girl that she had on her Facebook and how she had lost so much weight and she was living this incredible healthy lifestyle. And so she put me in contact with her, who's my coach, Alita. And I remember the day, July 28th, when I joined a clean eating challenge. And it was the first I'd ever really heard of clean eating. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't educated on it at all. As far as I was concerned, diets were diets, and you were cutting your calories to 1,000 calories a day, which now I know is really not good for you. So it really opened up a door for me, and within about a month or two, I had lost 15 pounds. So I could see right away that there was a lot to this, and that there was a lot to learn, and that it wasn't going to be a short time period, and that it was something that I was going to have to be willing to take on forever, and that if I didn't make it something that I could maintain, that I wouldn't be able to do it. So I made it so that it was a lifestyle change within our home, and I really wanted to minimize Haley's risks of developing type 2 diabetes and childhood obesity. So it was something that my daughter Isabella, being 3, was able to take part in, the working out. And she knows that we eat healthy. She knows that water is a huge part of cleansing our system and energy, and that food is fuel. They're still kids and they want some junk food, and they get their treats and stuff, but it's something that I really had to make sure was a family effort and not just mine, because I knew that if I was still going out and buying the same kind of groceries that I was before, I wouldn't be able to maintain a clean eating for myself and cooking for them separately. It wasn't realistic for me. In October, I bought the 21-day fix, which changed my life. It changed everything. And I bought it as a challenge pack. So with Shakeology, the benefits were amazing. My husband and I drink it daily. I still use the portion control containers to make sure that I'm not overeating. In January, I reached my first goal of getting under 200 pounds for the first time since I was pregnant with Isabella. So it was the first time in about 5 years. That was last January, yeah. In about 5 years that I'd been under 200 pounds. I got off track around then, I guess, because I had hit my first goal. I kind of let things slide. It was also around the time of the holidays, and my birthday's at the beginning of January. So it was really easy to, that once you start allowing too many treats and losing that balance, all the cravings come flooding back, and it's really hard to pick yourself back up from something like that. And I remember seeing and getting the notifications from the accountability group that I was in, and people, so motivated during the new year and making resolutions, and they're ready to go and they're rocking it. And I felt awful, and I was hiding and I wasn't posting. And one night I went into the group, and my intentions were to leave the group or turn off the notifications altogether. I didn't want to see other people doing things that I felt like I lost my way yet again, and I'm just going to end up back where I was. And instead, I posted in the group, and I told everybody how I was struggling. And the way that the group lifted me back up was empowering. And it was then that I realized that the programs work. Shakeology, the benefits are amazing and will help you through this journey like you can't even imagine, and you'll feel healthy and energized. But it's the community that you're a part of that really is the glue, and it helps everything kind of stick together, because without the accountability of the groups and the community of people that are there to support you through the hard times and lift you up and celebrate you when you're succeeding, there's nobody else there. You're just by yourself. And it's really easy to fall back into those bad habits when you get off track. I mean, I still have bad days. I have bad weeks, but because I have my group and I have a community that I'm a part of, and I really believe in what I do, what I've done, what I've learned, it's the glue that keeps everything together. So now I'm 28 weeks pregnant with baby number 3. And I'm happy to say that I've been successful in keeping a very healthy pregnancy. I still have the same obstetrician who tells me every time I see her that it's just amazing to see this completely different pregnancy from me. And my sugars are in check as far as we know right now. I'm at a 90% chance of having gestational diabetes again because of my clean eating and Shakeology. My sugars have stayed within control. So it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride, and I'm excited that it hasn't ended. It won't end, and it's just a way of life. Our family has adapted really well to it. We all eat clean, and we help each other when, like I'll tell my husband, okay, that's it. I'm not buying any more junk food snacks for the house. Let's get back on it. And he's there supporting me. And it's really, you have to make it, just like with the accountability group and the people that are there supporting you, I had to make it so that it was the same in my house.
Amanda, absolutely incredible. I know there's a couple second delay here. Wow, just an incredible story. And as you were talking, I could see people's heads nodding and just really identifying with that, the ups and downs, just that roller coaster. And, I want to just acknowledge you for just the incredible courage that it takes to not only do this journey on your own, but to also be open about that journey and to share it with other people. Like, that's just absolute gold. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. We don't have any pictures, do we? Any?
Yeah, actually, I could do a screen share here, right?
Yeah.
Share content. Okay, I'm just trying to get it up here.
Okay. And while you're putting that up, just to let everybody know, if you have any comments or questions for Amanda, you can either type them in the chat box, or after she shows her pictures, you can take yourself off mute and feel free to speak. Also, if you are watching live on Facebook, by the way, hello, this is a live video. You're welcome to type comments in the video below, and I'll go ahead and read them to Amanda, and maybe she can help you out there and interact with you there. Awesome. All right, take it away, Amanda.
So I just figured a really easy way to show you would be the slideshow that I have on my website.
I love it. And what's your website?
My website is ateamfitnessonline.weebly.com.
Awesome.
So this is me when I gave birth to Haley in the hospital. So she's my daughter she's going to be the middle child. So she's 2 now. So this was June 2014. And that's me at my peak, which was at 255 to 260. This was me in August. So about 2 months later, this is like right after my first clean eating challenge. This is 17 pounds down, and I remember because I was ecstatic. It was right before my first round with the 21-day fix. This was from August until February.
Wow.
That was my first challenge pack picture, so right before the 21-day fix. And this other photo, I believe, was in May. We're just loading. This was from October to, what month was this? This was right before summer. So I'd actually say probably around June. And I believe that this is when I had hit my 100-pound weight loss from the photo where Haley's in, where I'm in the hospital. The next photo is my 1 year in. So it was like from the first clean eating challenge that I had done with Alita.
Whom I love, by the way.
Yes. She's amazing. She's been such an amazing person in my life for sure.
Mm.
And these are right before pregnancy. So at this point, I'd lost 109 pounds from the first photo.
Whoop, whoop. Wow.
Mm. And then that one's the before and after. And I'm actually 4 months pregnant in this after photo.
I bet everybody's dying to take themselves off mute and cheer for you.
Oh.
Oh. What? Wow. Wow. That's fantastic. I'm going to go to gallery view so we can see everybody. And wow, I'm blown away. Guys, what do you think? Take yourself off mute if you want. And what do you want to say to Amanda?
I just wanted to say great job, Amanda. And I hope you're able to maintain that healthy weight throughout your whole pregnancy because you look awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Because I know that's hard because you have to gain weight.
Yeah, it's definitely not always easy, but I'm happy with just having a healthy pregnancy. And
right.
I mean, I would be lying if I said that in the beginning I wasn't terrified of gaining back some of the weight. But, you know, healthy for me and for the baby is what's most important. And, you know, I'm going to gain weight. I'm making a baby and I'm okay with that. You know, I lost it once and I'll lose it again.
Well, and I don't think you're going to put 100 pounds on either.
No,
I'm sure you'll
I hope
only
not.
be like 25 to 30 this time. So that'll be great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Do you know what you're having?
Yes, I'm having our third girl.
Woohoo! I'm a mom of girls, so it's all awesome.
It's fun, yeah.
There must be just a comfort in knowing that you've done it before. So like just after you give birth and you've done it before, you know what to do. You have the tools,
Exactly.
the skills, and the discipline to get to a healthy state and to really continue on that healthy road.
Yeah, exactly. I trust the process. I trust what I've done and what I've learned. I trust in the programs that we use, the community that I'm a part of, and that's really what it comes down to. Trusting in what you do and knowing that, and I want anybody who's watching to know that if I can do it, any of you can do it. I'm not special. There's nothing inside of me that's not inside of every other person, and you really just need to dig deep and find that what's going to get you there, what's going to push you daily. Remember why. Forget your excuses and just remember the reasons. If I have a piece of paper taped in my bathroom on the mirror all the time, and it has all the reasons why I do what I do, why I'm going through this journey, why I coach other people, why I want to help other people change their lives the way I want to. It's a daily reminder, and that's all you need, and then the right tools and the right community and support.
Wow. Perfectly said. I'm curious to know if there's any questions that people have for you as they're watching your story. Feel free to take yourself off mute, and if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can type that in the comment on the video.
What about, I do have a question. I've never been pregnant, but I know that ladies do have your temptations. What's one of your biggest temptations that it's maybe different from your last pregnancy that you're dealing with? Maybe like food or something like that.
Like a craving, ice cream. It's been awful to keep in check. I remember like at the beginning of my pregnancy, like coming home with a drumstick and like then coming home the next day with a drumstick and my husband being like, whoa, like that's different. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And, when we found out that I was pregnant, I was like, well, now we know. And that ice cream craving hasn't gone away. I have to find other ways to try and get rid of it. And sometimes I give in and, I have to remind myself, and it's good to share with people that it's all about balance, and, having one thing isn't going to throw you completely off, and it's about moving on after that. So,
Okay. On that same note, I'm very interested. Maybe, as you were saying, last pregnancy you had worse, or maybe you went into worse cravings. But what's maybe a healthy, some type of dessert, maybe for the ladies out there who are pregnant and they want to give in? Maybe a healthy dessert or something that you're doing now, maybe that's different than last time. What's your one go-to healthy dessert that you do now?
Greek yogurt and fruit. And it's funny because when Austin was saying, when you were saying about the plain Greek yogurt, I was like, oh, I just can't do it. So my way of giving into that little bit of a temptation and is that I eat Greek yogurt, but I still give into the flavored stuff, and adding fruits to it will we usually kick that. And also like Shakeology is really great. If I add enough ice, it's very frothy. It's just like a milkshake, and I could just tell myself that. And it also does help with actually the actual cravings, right? Drinking it daily. So
one comment: when my wife was pregnant, she would always take chocolate Shakeology and yogurt, and almost do the Chris. If you've seen Chris Ballmer post all of his brownie batter recipes, she made put like peanut butter, oats and honey, and chocolate Shakeology, and froze it and used that as like an ice cream. So
that's right. You can do that. And it's funny that you say that, because I actually have some pictures on my phone where I experimented with different recipes with that. And I love like a black forest cake or chocolate and cherry, anything like that. So I did come up with a Greek yogurt and frozen cherries and chocolate Shakeology to to imitate my chocolate and cherry love.
So I do have a question for you though. This might be a really big question, but it's for the future. Knowing that the possibility of every kid is totally different, whether during the pregnancy or even post-pregnancy, and the expectation that since you've already lost a lot of weight last pregnancy, having the expectation on you for the next one, what do you have planned in place for conquering those inner battles of not feeling like you can, like you're comparing yourself to the third time to the second time, and you have 3 kids versus 2. So what do you have in place in case you do, break down? What's going to help you get back on the wagon, so to speak?
You know what? I think it's a really good question. Like with, I'm going to be a lot busier with 3 kids and a newborn, and the timing is different with the ages of my kids and stuff. So I'll be looking at some different kinds of struggles. And so meal prepping is something that, I talked to my husband about. I told him when the third one gets here, we're going to buckle down every Sunday. We'll do some meal prepping it'll be easier for me to be able to take stuff that's already prepped out of the fridge and freezer and kind of throw it together. I know that's a lot what a lot of people do. A lot of people in my group do it. I'm fortunate enough right now that I'm at home and I haven't really had to do much in the way of meal prepping unless it's a super busy day. Then I could do it in the morning. I made my daughters a part of my routine, the working out. They're involved in it. They love it. They want to be in the videos and do it with me. So that's something that I'll try to keep up with them so that they're a part of it. It doesn't take time away from them. I know that a lot of moms go through the mommy guilt where if they're working out for a half hour, then it's a half hour less that they're spending with their kids. And after working a long day, they feel that. Yeah. And it's a very real thing. So I try to get them involved, and then it's time spent with them and not time spent away from them. At the end of the day, I think that I know that I lost 100 pounds. And while I feel right now like, yeah, I could lose any amount that I gain back, I've learned so much and I have the tools and the support to get through it. It really comes down to health. Like I was saying before with the weight gain in the pregnancy, I was terrified in the beginning, but I realized it really comes down to health. So I'll gain a healthy weight, but I will gain weight. But it's how you feel on the inside. And that was really such a huge push for me. It was seeing that it wasn't just about my size, and that my weight and the way that we ate as a home was really affecting all of us and all of our health and the way that we felt. So on the days where I feel like I'm not getting to where I want to go as quickly as I wanted to get there, I can rest assured that I'm doing this healthy and I'm still healthy.
Thanks for answering.
I've got a little bit of a side question. I wonder, since your husband is here as well, would you mind kind of talking, like saying a word about like what this was like watching her and supporting her, and like how was it from your perspective?
I don't even know where you would start with that. At first it was wild. It was like watching her try something, and I, to be very honest, wasn't very supportive at first, and negative in a lot of ways, because I'd seen other things and they don't work out in the way that this all seemed to claim that it would. So, but after giving it a shot and watching her really try and seeing like this change, and not a weight change, but like an attitude change, right? Like a real outward perspective on things change. it all kind of unfolded from there. And I mean, man, the food is so much better. I feel better. Shakeology is amazing. It becomes part of everything. And I say it like way too much. Brad knows it. Amanda knows it. I say it all the time. But decide, commit, succeed. It's something that really works, and it's something that really means something. And there's so much inside of all of those things. So watching Amanda do that and apply it to her life and really change the way that we all do things now, it's been incredible. And I mean, I love her to death for it.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Amanda, did I make you cry?
Yeah, you did.
Because every single one of us, we exist in a context, and we have family, we have friends around us, and sometimes they're supportive and sometimes they're not supportive. I mean, I think it's freaking awesome that he's here on this broadcast, hearing you, like listening to your story, even though he lived it, but he is here supporting you. And I just want to like commend you for that. That's freaking amazing. And it just is really a testament to the way that both of you have come together over this. And I love that. I love that. So, I'm sure it helps to have somebody who's on board with you.
It's incredible. Adam's been incredible through the whole journey, and it's not always easy. Like nothing in life is always easy. There's ups and downs in everything, and I couldn't have done this without Adam being so willing to do it with me. Like he didn't have weight problems. I mean, as far as he was concerned, he was healthy. So the fact that he still decided to do this with me because that's what I needed from him, and that even he sees how it's yes, okay, I started because I wanted to lose weight, but it's a complete transformation from the inside out, and that he's had the same kind of transformation. So it's been amazing to have that support right here in the home.
I love it. Wow. Well, we are right at about a half hour, so I just want to kind of round us out and close us by thanking you and bringing your husband and your friends and everybody just to come support you, and just know that every single one of us here are cheering for you, and whoever's watching the video afterwards is just cheering for you. And so, we look forward to seeing just you continue to radiate with your pregnancy and as your family grows, and just pray a blessing for you. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story and just being so courageous and transparent.
Well, thank you so much for asking me to be a part of it. It was really nice. I enjoyed it, and thank you all for taking time to be here and hear my story tonight.
All right, everybody, have a great night.
Good night.